Today I'm going to share with you a framework to create an awesome brand.
I'm Jay William, and I help hosts around the world succeed.
Airbnb is scaring your guests. They are actively instilling fear in travelers to keep them on the platform so that they can make all the bookings. Now, how do we overcome this campaign when they're telling people not to communicate directly with you?
You can't trust them.
If they book off the platform, that there may be problems and they won't be covered, and that you can get scammed. This is effective. It's working because I had hosts who told me that people found their website, inquired, and ended up booking on Airbnb. That tells me that there is a critical failure in that presentation, and I believe that is happening very often. So how do we combat that fear campaign? By getting them to know us, like us, and trust us. They have to trust us, and often there's an information gap, a reason they can't proceed forward with you. So we want to fill in that gap, build a bridge, and we're going to share with you a framework that's going to help you create an absolutely amazing About Us page. Now let's get started. You guys remember the story of Alice in Wonderland, where she is walking through the forest and she stumbles across a caterpillar. The caterpillar is sitting on a mushroom and he is smoking something. Not sure what that is, but I have some guesses on that. And when Alice met the caterpillar had a smokestack of questions, but one of those main questions was, Who are you? Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know.
Much like that caterpillar had questions for Alice, guests have those same questions that need to get answered. So I would ask you again, who are you?
I hardly know, sir.
Remember,
your brand is not what you think it is, it's what your customers think it is. It doesn't matter what you think. Perception is everything. Being forthcoming with travelers before they book will help to build trust. You have to be transparent about yourself. And I think this is an area where some hosts struggle with. They don't want to open up. But it's important, if you want to get direct bookings, that you are transparent. Let them know before they book who you are.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Your content can create an emotional connection with these travelers that would make it very difficult for a competitor to come in and take that away from you. You want to create a connection with them, and you can do that with the content on your website. Customers are looking for clues of who you are. Don't let them come up with their own assumptions. You have to tell them exactly who you are and what you want them to know. Otherwise, they may get wooed by a competitor who is doing that better than you.
Hey. Explain yourself.
Give them the information that helps them attach themselves to your brand, and we're going to share with you how to do that. So you can create an amazing brand, but you can also destroy it. So I'm going to share with you this example of great branding, but an epic failure. So that brand is Papa John's. Papa John's created an amazing brand that was connected with the person, Papa John. He was the brand ambassador, and I think we can learn a lot from what they did right. Sometimes hosts can spend a lot of resources and time promoting the property, but they don't look at themselves as something that is valuable in that transaction. You are a value proposition. You are unique to your business, and that needs to come out. Just like Papa John, you are a part of your brand. Let me flip that. You are your brand. So we've got to step out from behind the curtain, much like Papa John did, and be the face of our company. You've got to give them insight on who's behind the brand. So we need to tell our story. Marketing is boring. Stories are primal. Stories are intriguing. before TV, before the internet, before cell phones, we communicated through stories. Stories are really important to your marketing, and we're going to go through what you should be sharing as part of your story. But tell a better story than your competitor so you can get more people to sit by your fire. Every story has a beginning. Tell your origin story. How did you get involved in this business? Think, once upon a time, I visited Mexico. I fell in love with Cozumel and I bought a piece of property because I wanted to continue to enjoy that, and I wanted to share this destination with people all around the world. Plus, I just love to travel. Tell your story. Whatever your story is, you gotta tell it. People wanna hear the story. Share your passions. Share the passions of your brand. Why did you get into it? What is it that keeps you in this business? Who doesn't want to work with someone who's passionate, that's admirable? People want to work with people like that. So let your passion come through in your presentation. As a host, one of our jobs is to persuade people, convince them that we are competent and that we should get this booking. But how do you persuade people? Through effective communication. It's simple. So you have to communicate effectively. To get us started in effectively communicating, we first have to put ourselves in the shoes of the traveler. Now that that table has been turned, what do you think travelers want to know? What do you think travelers need to know before they will make that booking? There's a saying that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so people need to know that you care. They also need to know that you have the integrity to take care of them in the event that something does happen, that you're always going to do the right thing. They also need to know that you are competent, that you are able to take care of them in the way that they are expecting you to. While we're focusing on you here, really the goal is the guest. It's focusing on what's most important for them to know. Now begin to draft a few sentences to answer those questions and unspoken concerns. This is like a job interview, and having a bio area or a profile page filled with very little text is almost like not showing up for this interview. You gotta look at this as being like an interview process, and the traveler is the boss. We have to get the traveler to pick us. That's the goal. Pick me. Some owners may feel a little awkward telling about their accomplishments and their strengths because it might come off as being braggadocious. But I assure you, you have to do this. If you don't do this, who's going to do that for you? Who are you expecting to do that for you? No one's going to, so it's your job to effectively communicate the benefits of your property, but the benefits of booking with a host like yourself. Your goal here is to convey a feeling of confidence, not cockiness.
Loser.
And you got to do that right from the jump. It's the critical point. You have to do that immediately. If you fail to do that, you're just not going to get as many bookings as you could get. Tell them about the experience that you have. Your experience improves their experience. What experience do you have? Do you have a professional background? Tell them that. And if you've been doing this a while, how long? Don't expect people to know things. We often assume that people know these things about us, but they don't. We have to tell them. If you're new to this vacation rental business, you're gonna have to lean on your previous business experience and make that translate into your presentation. So if you've been at a job for a long time, that's gonna show that you are a person who is established and is committed. Oh yeah, and travel counts as experience. Think about how that experience can help others. What are you great at? Is it customer service? Is it that you listen to your guests, that you provide an exceptional travel experience, that you reply to inquiries quickly? Whatever you are great at, bring all those things out. What sets you apart? You've got to be different.
I'm different, yeah, I'm different.
Papa John, their tagline is more than just a pizza company. And what they've done with that tagline is they have separated themselves from other pizza companies through their story and their brand messaging. What makes you different? Is it your outstanding employees? Is it your process, the technology that you're using, the culture of your company, or something else? You have something that differentiates you. Bring it out. Being different definitely helps, but we have to convey how being different helps the traveler. Bring that out and let them know that if they don't book with you, this is what they're missing out on. We want to tell the future. What are your service standards? Highlighting your service standards are like the guest looking into the future. You are now fortune telling. What is it that I can expect if I book with you? What's the service I can expect from your company? What is it that sets your brand apart? Brand standards are really important. Maybe the brand standards have to do with how many touch points you inspect before every traveler comes into a property. Maybe it's the quality of linens that you're using, or the protocols and procedures that you put into place. Don't assume that travelers know what your brand standards are. Some of the standards that you do and the things that you put into place to make sure they have a great stay and that the property is clean and that it meets those expectations. What are your specific brand standards? And share that with people on the About page. This is fortune telling. They need to know these things so they can feel comfortable, and you can put their fears at ease by knowing that they're going to have a great stay with you because you have put these systems, people, and processes into place to make sure that their experience is a great one. Now, hosts get a little bit scared with this one, but you want to include some type of promises, guarantees, or commitments. These are fear busters. People fear making a bad decision. By putting these things into place, you can overcome that fear. They're going to make them feel safe. You're going to give them the green light to go ahead and move forward with your booking. Now, you don't have to get crazy about these guarantees and promises. I know that can sound scary, but you can say things like, if you book direct with us, we guarantee you that you will have the lowest price. If you book with us directly, we can guarantee you of the reservation being secured. You can use a commitment that the house will be clean. Our company is committed to your satisfaction. Commitments, guarantees, and promises can help the traveler to move over that hurdle and move forward with booking. This is going to help you to build authority. You want to include accolades in your About Us page to further compound the impact of your experience when travelers land on this page. Maybe it's all your 5-star reviews, the fact that you're a superhost. Maybe you're a member of the VRMA, the Better Business Bureau, or a local chamber. Maybe an article was featured in a popular blog. Whatever you can do to show that you are experienced and serious in this industry, you want to include that in the About Us section, because seeing is believing, and people will want to see the proof. Why does your company exist? What does it do? What's the purpose of this company? Every business needs a reason to exist. If it's just about money, we really are approaching our vacation rental marketing from the wrong angle. No. We need to look at this as a bigger purpose. You need a business that is purpose driven. Every company should have a mission statement. What are your goals? What is the big picture for your business? What do you look to accomplish with each guest stay? We want to put smiles on more people's faces. We want people to experience the local culture of our wonderful destination while helping the local tourism. What is your mission? Think about it. That's just a general idea to give you something to run with, but write it down so it's clear and put that up somewhere so that you are reminded that that's your mission statement. Should be part of your brand and included in your About Us page. If your brand only had a heart, remember the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz? Your brand needs a heart.
The tinsmith forgot to give me a heart.
No heart?
No heart. All hollow.
Now, what is your heart? It is your cause. What are you supporting? Maybe you're a company that supports social and environmental causes, or you use organic cleaning materials. You support the military or donate to a charity. People often don't care about how much money you make, how big your staff is. They really care about how you're making the world a better place. And your business needs to bring that up front. You want to connect emotionally with people. And this is one way that you can do it, by also setting an example of what other businesses should be doing. And when they compare you to the other company that doesn't support any causes, it's going to make them seem very self-centered. It can help separate you in a world of commodities where you are different. You are a brand that has a heart, and who doesn't want to support the good guy? We call this the superhero brand. This communicates values. It shows your heart. Create a superhero brand, and this will help you to get more guests to connect with you and make it difficult for them to book with someone else.
Take my money.
Who doesn't want to give their money to a company that's helping to make the world a better place? This is a great way to get people to latch onto your business and support what it is that you're doing. So you want to sum it up with a slogan. Take all these things into consideration and sum it up with a slogan. Papa John's has a great slogan: better ingredients, better pizza. What they're doing with that is really differentiating themselves by saying that their ingredients are good, they're fresh, and they have better pizza. There's a lot that's being told to the customer with just those words. It's very concise, but it delivers a very strong message. So we want to have a slogan for our company. Slogans deliver a quick brand message in an instant. So create a slogan and use that on this page. It'll help solidify all the points we're trying to convey. I'm going to show you this amazing About Us page. I've highlighted some areas so that you can reference them and see these points coming into action in this About Us page, and you can leverage this in your own business. Compile all the things that we're talking about here today, and you're going to crush this page, and you're going to build trust. Remember that people got to know you, like you, and trust you, and that's the purpose of what we're doing here today. Now let's go check that out.
We hope you enjoyed this video. We spent a lot of time to create quality content just for you. So go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. Check out the next video where I'll be sharing real tips and examples of how to bolster your business, boost your bookings, and build your brand.